Hey, so this is text analysis part 2. We did part 1 yesterday. Once again, the text analysis, it's a 2-paragraph essay. It's the third part of the state English exam. You're slotted to take that exam next year, not this year. No big worries this year. We're going to help you get ready for it, though. The first paragraph of a text analysis focuses on the central idea. We discussed yesterday what exactly a central idea is, and we said it was a statement about life or what it is to be human, something along those lines. We also mentioned yesterday that there's not one secret central idea that needs to be unlocked for each piece of literature. In fact, there's many central ideas for each piece of literature, because at this point we're looking at pieces of literature that are a little bit more complex, and it also depends on what you, the reader, are bringing to the text. Like John Green says, we mentioned this yesterday, author's intent doesn't matter when you're looking for a central idea. And to demonstrate this idea, I've come up with 6 different central ideas that could be applied to St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves. 6 of them. 6 of them. That's almost half a dozen. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do today is to pick 3 of these and explain how it applies to St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves. I'm not going to have you find quotes. When we get to the actual text analysis, you bet you're going to have to find some quotes. But in the interest of time, you can just kind of talk about this stuff in your own words. You do not need to bring in quotes from the actual text. So I'm putting 6 of them out there, and I want you to explain 3 of them. And you have to explain, how does this statement relate to St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves? Here's the first one. Pretending to be someone you don't really want to be is unnatural. Do you ever feel that way? If I was to attend one of these fantasy football drafts, I've never been to one. I only recently learned that fantasy football does not mean that you could have like Thor as a quarterback and the Hulk as a running back. But if I were to try to fit in with a group of dudes that were really into this fantasy football stuff, I'd be faking it, and it would feel weird. So you want to think back to the story, and how are these girls pretending to be something they're not? I think what you'll find is a matter of they want me to be more human, but I want to be more wolf. So you could talk about that for a couple sentences. Option number 2. Self-improvement takes self-discipline. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but man, I used to love running. I was never particularly good at it, but I really liked it a lot. Ran a couple marathons, neither one of them particularly fast. But I will tell you, there were many mornings where I said to myself, you know what's easier than running 10 miles? Lying here. But just lying there doing nothing, it wasn't going to make me faster. It wasn't going to allow me to run farther. It wouldn't be doing anything. Don't get me wrong, rest is important. So I had to have the self-discipline to get up on, especially those Sunday long runs were sometimes really long and sometimes really early. But you know how this works. Think back to the story. Do you see any examples of girls using self-discipline to practice so they're getting better at something? It's there. Third option I'm going to throw at you is to be human is to be dishonest. Certainly not the feel-good movie of the summer central idea, but if you look at the last couple lines of this short story, it's made pretty clear in those last 2 lines. But there's more to this than just the last 2 lines. There's the point where Claudette pretends she can't read just so she does not share a language with Jeanette. That's the same. That's being dishonest. But again, you'll probably want to focus mostly on the last 2 lines. Fourth option I'll throw out at you. Conformity comes with rewards, but these rewards may not be worth it. Don't you hate when there's negative repercussions for doing what you're supposed to do? So do I. But it happens. I mean, look at Jeanette. How's it working out for her? She's trying real hard. She's trying to do exactly what she's supposed to do. The term try hard was thrown around quite a bit during the paragraphs on characterization in stage 2. A lot of people said that Jeanette was characterized as a try-hard, which personally I think is a weird insult. I mean, like look at that person working hard and trying to accomplish things. What a loser. This fifth one I'll throw at you. Ready? Authority doesn't guarantee correctness. Now in the story, the nuns are the authority. Should they be teaching these girls to be more human? Ironically, here, I am considered the authority figure. There's plenty of occasions where the person who's supposed to be in charge isn't necessarily leading everyone down the proper path. And finally, I'm going to throw this last one at you. Change brings stress. Remember your first day here as a ninth grader? Yeah, you were all like, you were all the man down there in the middle school, and then you came here, it's all different. Everyone is like twice the size of you. Remember feeling a little bit stressed that first day? Been there. I moved around a little bit. I went to a few different schools. I've been the new guy at school a number of times. It's a tough first day, man. First day at a job. Hey, just so you guys know, the first day at any new job that you have, it'll kind of stink, but it's because you don't know anything and you just feel awkward and out of place and all this stuff. But it brings stress. Anytime there's a change, there's some stress that goes along with that. What kind of changes are the girls going through at St. Lucy's? How do you see their stress? Huh? Yeah, it's there. You know it's there. So I do want you to notice that every single one of these central ideas is universal. It applies to you, it applies to me, it applies to the girls at St. Lucy's and their brothers and everyone else who wasn't born from wolves or what have you. But they are universal. So just talk about 3 of them. Give me between 2 and 4 sentences for each one of these, and we'll trade them for points. And we're going to build on these ideas even more tomorrow when I show you exactly what the central idea paragraph should look like. All right, so make sure you get this done. You'll be set up for tomorrow. You'll be in good shape. And all right, so I guess I'll just see you tomorrow.